ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. I want to say good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very special Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show, coming to you live from the West Loop of Chicago in the United Center area. Please forgive us, there is background music, and we do not own the rights to the music, but we're here tonight to celebrate a young man who is from Waukegan, who is doing an amazing job as a violinist, composer, recording artist, you name it. We're here to celebrate Mr. Lee England Jr. As we say, Chicago, Waukegan's very own. Is sitting in the co-host seat tonight is the beautiful Miss Kay Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. She's going to talk about the history of this amazing young man tonight and all of the things that he has been doing. Right now, I have a major superstar sitting next to me. She's a photographer of all things beautiful. She's photographed me as well as other people. Good evening. How are you? And welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so pleased to be here and to be here on this evening. Yes.
So please introduce yourself. Tell our audience, not only are you an amazing photographer, but there's a great back to school event that's happening this weekend. As you guys all know, it is back to school season. We're excited to send our children back to school, and we want to send them back well prepared and fabulous, as we say on this show. So go right ahead.
My name is Natalie Perkins. I'm the community coordinator for the Neighborhood Network Alliance. We are working to reinvigorate our block clubs because we feel like we are our greatest resource. If we know each other, then we can get together and talk about things and find solutions. This Saturday in the O'Keefe area, this is for you O'Keefe people in the O'Keefe area, we're having a back to school party. It's not about resources, it's not about, oh, we're gonna give you stuff to learn. This is pure fun. We're having a video talk. We're having games. We're having some old-fashioned games, big bubble contest. Kids, for our contest, win cash prizes. Okay? We don't stint. We don't stint.
Oh, look. How old do these kids have to be? Right.
You're a little tall.
Oh, come on. I'm just a little long in the tooth now. Just a tiny bit.
A couple years.
Okay, all right.
It's for our youngsters. We want them to have fun. We know you have to go back to school early, so we're treating you to some fun, okay? We'll be there 12 to 4:30. We have a DJ. We are going to have double dutch. I know y'all don't know anything about double dutch. We're going to teach you, okay? So we're going to have double dutch and some great games. And just come out and enjoy yourselves, okay? O'Keefe Playground, 12 to 3:30. It is for our lovely O'Keefe people, okay?
What's the address of it?
It is 6940. So all you O'Keefe people come out. We want to see you. Support yourselves. Okay?
Very good. We love you for that. We really do. Phenomenal photographer, community organizer, a woman who's all about trying to make our city love each other. We have so many negative things going on, and something like this is well worth it. Even though I'm a little long in the tooth, I'm still going to try to support this amazing event because I think it's great that we're sending our young people back on the right note. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you too.
Yay. All about very good. All right, so we're here tonight. Kay Renee, good evening, my darling. How are you? You look amazing.
Thank you, Chat Daddy. Good evening. Hopefully to our live studio audience here. We're currently at the Epiphany Center of the Arts, as Art mentioned, in the West Loop neighborhood to celebrate this talented man. He is a vocalist. He is a violinist. He's an arranger. He's a composer. And yes, even though he's from Waukegan originally, we're going to claim him as Chicago. Mr. Lee England Jr. Let me give you some history about this man. First of all, he gained recognition in 2009 for MTV's Making His Band with P. Diddy, Sean Collins. He has graced with musicians like, you've heard them, Stevie Wonder, Queen Bee, Beyonce, and Jay-Z. In 2010, he performed a private party for guess who, y'all? Michael Jordan. So this man is just very talented. He used to work in the Chicago Public Schools. He said, you know what? I could do better and just have my own dream and just really, really do the thing and play the violin. So I am excited to hear him. I got a chance to listen to his music on YouTube, and he is just absolutely phenomenal. So I'm excited. Oh, and I want to tell you about this beautiful edifice that we're in. It actually used to be a church, if you could believe it. I wish I could show you some of the decor, but it's definitely a neighborhood venue where you can have just type of venues like this, and as well as weddings, graduations, and just a lot of great stuff here. So I'm hoping all of you will get a chance to hear just a snippet of this talented man. But we always have to support our own, and it's really interesting for Mr. England to play the violin. When I think of violin, I don't really think of us playing that type of music, but he is just absolutely phenomenal. So I know you can hear the background noise, so hopefully you get a chance to enjoy. So back to you, Chad. Someone's sitting at the chair being interviewed. Who's our next guest to be interviewed? Chat Daddy? Uh-oh. We're gonna apologize to our audience in advance. When you do things live, things can happen. So please forgive us in advance. But we want to bring you this wonderful, talented gentleman. And guess who's back? Hey, Jack.
Girl, we got all kind of situations going on here with us tonight, but we're happy to be live. This is the first time we've done something live. We're going to do African Festival of the Arts. It just goes to show you God, what's for you, God makes sure it happens for you. And we're honored to be here tonight. And sitting next to me is one of my dear girlfriends who I just love and adore. If you guys do not know who this amazing woman is, she is the one and only Miss Mary Datcher. That's Miss M. Mary Datcher. You understand me? Let me see. She's done everything from the music business to politics to just making sure our people are always treated well. And Mary is here tonight to celebrate this joyous occasion. First of all, Mary, so good to see you.
Thank you.
I know you're coming down off of the Bud Billiken high that recently happened. What a wonderful parade. Oh, it was a high. It definitely was it's Bud Billiken. It sends our children back. And I know your great work with Bronzeville Life. Mm-hmm. Mary, how have you been? And
you are extremely busy, and you're part of our Bronzeville Life editorial staff as well, with your amazing social abilities to just cover everything around town. So we appreciate that. And for you all that know, it's going to be featured again with his column in the Bud Billiken August-September issue, which drops actually, I think, Friday.
Oh, good.
So, and then of course in my daytime job, just trying to wrap that up, and the legacy of Congressman Bobby Rush, wrapping it up. And just focusing on continuing to do what I love, and I still do freelance journalism. Let me say that. People were like, I interviewed Lee England the other day, and I've known Lee forever. When I tell you I've known Lee when he first came out on the Grant Jordan side, and he had an independent single, and George's music room was still open. And when I tell you, George is pushing so many of this young man's single, it was phenomenal, because it was a great introduction to a Black violinist that could go urban contemporary to a commercial market. And when I tell you, he had one of the hottest stepping songs, so to see him grow all these years later, even to one of your most in-demand musicians, session musicians, collaborators, it's awesome, and he comes from the church, so.
I worked with him this past Saturday at the Harry Lennox the Lillian Marcy Center celebration, the
Yeah.
Summerfest, and it was great. He's just such a humble young man. He's a young man that, you know, you just would never know so much of a gift and a talent. He picks that violin up
Yep.
and he just transforms. What message do you want to give to everybody this back to school season about being someone much like Mr. Goodman?
Well, you know, that's one of the things that we discussed in our interview, and what's so inspiring is when he was young, he told me his father tricked him into continuing to play the violin because he picked it up as a 6-year-old, and then, you know, he wanted to be outside, he wanted to be among his peers, and his father said, look, if you practice every day for 15 minutes, I will consider dropping the violin and you don't have to do this anymore. And so every time he would practice for 15 minutes, his love grew more and more for the art. And part of that challenge is fighting the stereotypes that is associated with such a classical instrument as the violin. And now you have so many young people, especially young Black students, who are drawn to the classical art side of whether they are a clarinet player, whether they play, you know, the viola,
Right.
the cello,
Yeah.
all of that, and it's now it's cool.
Right,
And
right.
he's really an inspiring mentor to those that are coming up, and that's one of the things that I really enjoy when I talk to him. He's so incredibly intelligent and very spiritual in terms of what his role is in life and what his purpose is. I
Right.
think the battles of being in a business that challenges you, challenges your mental psyche,
Right.
you know, everything about whether or not you want to carry on. And this young man has persevered on through those challenges. It's amazing.
Right, yes, he has. I really appreciate all that he's done and who he is, and you know, just incredible in a lot of different ways. Well, Mary, what's next for you? I mean, I heard about this next chapter in life. I heard about, you know, just a lot of different things.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I've always been who I am in any capacity that I've entered into another chapter, and I still maintain that to this day. So without, you know, letting the cat out of the bag too much, I'm going to always be embedded in the media side. I'm always going to be embedded in the creative side of production, whether it's through video production, whether it's through music production, whether it's through, you know, overall consulting. That's my love.
Well, we love you. I love you. Anytime Mary calls, every day I've said it time and time again. She'd be like, "Did you?" I'd be like, "Well, do I have to?" She'd be like, "Uh-huh." And I'd be like, "What time, Mary?" She'd be like, "Tomorrow." I'd be like, "Mary, okay, tomorrow."
Because
And then,
you want friends that push you as hard as you go. Because they see the potential of your genius and the next level of your real potential. So, you know, we've known each other, we've been friends for a long time. And
we have.
we have been, you know, on each level changing the game. So you're a game changer.
Thank you,
all right?
darling. Thank
So
you.
that's what I'm here for. to
I love
push
you. I love you.
further.
Look, Mary, I never say no, do it. I never say no. I'm like, Mary, I'm dropping the body at the ground, but I never say no. Right. I'm like, I never say no. Yeah, I'm like, Mary, don't help me, Mary. So, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mary Thatcher. We just love and appreciate her. When you see her out, just give us some love. This sister has really carried a lot of people throughout this city, this country, and she really is all about how can we be better at what we do. So thank you guys so very much. Mary, we love you. We're going to go back to Kay Renee so that she can talk a little bit more about this amazing young man and some of the fabulous people that are here tonight. Kay Renee, we love you. We're coming back to you now.
All righty. Well, as I said, this will be my actual first time hearing Mr. England, and I know myself as well as our listening audience, you're in for a treat. So,
Oh, that's me, not you. Okay, wait. One man operation.
you got it?
Yes, back to
Okay.
you.
Okay. As I said, this is my first time hearing Lee, but I've did my research, listening to him on YouTube, and like Mary said earlier, it's very rare to have African Americans playing classical instruments like the violin. When I was growing up, I played the flute, and guess who was a great flutist? Lizzo. So it's really good to see our own playing the classic. I guess I want to ask you, Chad, have you ever played a classical instrument?
That part of it, I really could not. I'm on the air. Thanks. I appreciate you. See, that's you don't need to do that as much as we not kind of because I don't know if they were supposed to sit there. So, okay, Renee, can you handle this, please?
I will definitely will. As I was saying, we're here to honor and listen to the great music of Mr. Lee England Jr. I want to give you a little bit more info about Lee. As I mentioned, even
I just
though
need to not
he
have
was
people,
raised in
while I'm talking. Just
Waukegan,
kindly, because they're gonna
we're
come up
gonna
like,
claim him on as Chicago.
yeah.
Very young guy. Again, he's a violinist, an arranger, a singer, and a composer. So, as I mentioned earlier, he gained national recognition in 2009 when he auditioned for MTV's Making His Band. And when he impressed P. Diddy so much, he gave him a spot on the show. Now, that's truly living your purpose and practicing your talent. And he's been featured on shows like Kimmel, The Monique Show. And again, he has shared stage with Stevie Wonder, Beyonce, and Jay-Z. And even guess who hired him for a private show? The GOAT himself, Michael Jordan. So he got a record deal with my favorite producer, Quincy Jones, another Chicagoan. And he's just really living his purpose. So I'm just really excited that I'll get a chance to hear Mr. England play. Because I always think, I want to ask the audience, what do you think? If you had the opportunity to play a classical instrument, what would it be? Would it be the violin? Would it be the cello? Would it be a clarinet? Would it be a flute? Who knows? But tonight we're going to hear Mr. Lee England just serenade us with his violin. So I am definitely looking forward to hearing him. And one thing I really admire about Lee, he was a teacher at the Chicago Public Schools, but he felt that he wanted to really exercise his passion of music, left the CPS, and on faith and a prayer, decided to do this music on his own. And here we are about to listen to Mr. Lee England very soon. So I see somebody is back.
I'm having technical difficulties, but I am back. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
We apologize, you guys. We're having a lot of technical issues trying to get this broadcast off. Thank you, Kay Renee. People walking up. I'm trying to talk, cannot talk. I don't know if you guys can hear us clearly or not. We didn't realize it would be music as loud being played here in the venue. I think what else can we talk about? Because we're supposed to have interviews lined up.
Well, I mean, we could talk about some current news, some little entertainment.
Okay, all right. What do you want to talk about?
I got a scoop for you. Guess who's getting a divorce after 25 years of marriage?
Who's getting a divorce?
Rocky, Sylvester Stallone.
Who is he married to?
Jennifer Flavin. They were married for 25 years, and it was announced today that they're getting the big D.
Wow, interesting.
I tell you, I didn't realize how long he was married to her. I remember when they got married. And they've now, after 25 years,
okay, all right. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of wrap this up. We'll be back with you guys. We'll start another broadcast in just a little bit. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, guys.
It's froze.
Uh-oh.